Chosen one, lean in. This moment is not an accident, and you know it. Something in your spirit can already feel that this message didn't just appear, it was guided to you. There are moments in life when heaven arranges an encounter so precise, so perfectly timed, that it almost feels like the air around you shifts. This is one of those moments. You didn't stumble onto this message. This message has been moving toward you for a long time, waiting until your heart was finally ready, until your spirit was open enough to receive what is about to be revealed. Chosen one, the truth behind the hidden gift inside your rejection carries a weight your soul has been quietly searching for. For years, you've carried pain that no one else understood, the kind of pain that builds in the silence of your own thoughts. You questioned why people walked away so easily, why opportunities dissolved right when they seemed within reach, why certain relationships crumbled no matter how much of your soul you poured into them. You privately wondered if you were the problem, if you were not enough, if something about you made you unworthy of acceptance. But what you never realized is that every rejection you endured was part of a higher protection, a divine plan shielding you from paths that would have shattered your purpose. Before we go deeper into this revelation, Chosen One, take a moment to breathe and feel what is happening inside you. If your chest feels warm, if your spirit feels stirred, if there is something whispering, "This is for you," then hear this softly. Pause for a moment, hit subscribe, and comment, "I receive this," not as a formality, not as a requirement, but as a spiritual agreement that you are ready to step into the truth heaven has been trying to deliver. Because the truth is this: nothing in your life has been random. Every no was a redirection away from the wrong destiny. Every closed door was a barrier placed lovingly by the divine to keep your spirit from settling in places far too small for your calling. The people who left were not meant to carry the weight of your future. The opportunities that slipped away would have drained your energy instead of expanding your purpose. You were being guided, protected, refined, even when it felt like you were being abandoned. Chosen one, the pain you felt was real, but the purpose behind it was greater. And now you are standing at the threshold of understanding. You are moments away from seeing why heaven allowed certain doors to close and why your path unfolded the way it did. The hidden gift inside your rejection is about to reveal itself. And once you see it, you'll never again question why something didn't work out, because you'll finally understand what your spirit has been preparing you for all along. Chosen one, let's go deeper, because this part of your journey, the part where you felt pushed out, misunderstood, or quietly excluded, has been holding meaning far heavier than you realized. And if you listen closely, if you allow your spirit to soften for just a moment, you'll feel that this truth has been echoing around you, waiting to be understood. Chosen ones face more rejection because their path is not ordinary, and neither is their energy. You carry a frequency that others can sense long before you speak a word. Have you ever noticed how some people react to you without knowing you? How they seem uneasy, intimidated, or even strangely dismissive? It's not because you did something wrong. It's because your presence speaks louder than your voice ever could. Your spirit carries depth, intensity, wisdom, and light. And not everyone knows how to respond to that. Some people are drawn to it, others recoil from it, and many feel threatened by it without understanding why. Your destiny requires separation. And Chosen One, I want you to feel the weight of that truth. You were never meant to blend into environments that could not hold who you were becoming. You were never designed to shrink yourself to fit into rooms that were too small for your calling. So rejection became a kind of divine sorting, a way of removing you from places that would limit your power, your voice, or your evolution. Does that make sense to you? Can you feel, even now, how certain situations never had the capacity to contain your destiny? Think about the moments when you tried to belong, yet something always felt off. You sensed the misalignment even before things fell apart. You felt it in your chest, in your silence, in the heaviness of pretending to be less than you were. Rejection wasn't a failure, it was a release, a gentle, sometimes painful, but necessary push toward the environments where your spirit could breathe and expand. And Chosen One, People saw things in you that you didn't yet see in yourself. Your potential made them insecure. Your resilience made them question their own stagnation. Your light exposed their shadows not by intention, but simply by existing. You were held to a higher standard because your energy carried more weight. You were judged more harshly because your presence demanded honesty. You were misunderstood because your soul was operating at a level others weren't ready for. But let me ask you this. If you had been accepted everywhere, if every door had opened easily, would you have ever discovered the strength, clarity, and independence that now define you? Would you have grown the discernment that now protects your peace? Would you have learned to hear your own spirit instead of relying on the voices around you? Rejection shaped you, chosen one. It carved out a deeper sense of self. It taught you to stand alone when necessary. It pulled you away from mediocrity and guided you toward purpose. What felt like being pushed out was actually being pulled up. Your path is different. Your calling is greater. And your spirit, whether you realize it or not, carries the kind of influence that can't be hidden or diluted. So yes, you faced more rejection. Not because you were unworthy, but because you were too valuable, too destined, too spiritually significant to settle in places unprepared for your arrival. Chosen one, this truth is not meant to comfort you only. It's meant to awaken you, to help you see that every no was a sign, a message, a divine confirmation. You were never meant to fit where you were only meant to pass through. Chosen one, let's unravel this mystery together, because spiritual redirection is one of the most misunderstood parts of your journey, yet it is also one of the most sacred. And if you've ever wondered why something ended so suddenly, why a connection faded without warning, or why a path you thought was meant for you collapsed just as you stepped toward it, then this message is about to clarify what your spirit has been feeling all along. Spiritual redirection is rarely loud. It doesn't always show up as a dramatic sign or a clear announcement. Instead, it comes gently, quietly, shifting the atmosphere around you in ways that feel subtle, yet strangely significant. Have you ever felt an inner pull to move away from something, even before you understood why? Or sensed a heaviness in a place that once felt comfortable? That is the divine whispering. This is not your path anymore. Redirection often begins with small changes, things that look like inconvenience, irritation, or emotional distance. Maybe a person you trusted suddenly withdraws. Maybe an opportunity you prayed for dissolves without reason. Maybe plans fall apart in ways that leave you confused. But chosen one, what if these moments were not random? What if they were signals? Signals that heaven was guiding you away from something that could never align with who you are becoming. Does that shift something inside you as you hear it? The truth is, chosen ones are not left to wander without guidance. The divine works through energy, timing, intuition, and circumstances. When something is not meant for your spirit, heaven gently closes the door before you get too attached. And yes, it may sting. Yes, it may feel like a loss. But chosen one, how many times did you later realize that the thing you wanted wasn't right for you? How many times did you look back and say, if that had worked out, I wouldn't be where I am now? Spiritual redirection isn't punishment. It's protection wrapped in wisdom. It's heaven stepping in because your heart is too precious to waste itself in places that can't nourish it. You may not see the full picture in the moment, but the divine sees what your eyes can't. So when something collapses unexpectedly, it is not a sign of failure. It is often the universe rerouting your steps with love, precision, and purpose. And chosen one, I want you to ask yourself this. How many times have you stayed somewhere longer than you should have, simply because it was familiar? How many times did you silence your intuition because you didn't want to disappoint anyone? Redirection pulls you out of these cycles. It removes distractions. It clears away voices that cloud your truth. It breaks you free from attachments that dim your spirit. This is why spiritual redirection can feel sudden. It's designed to disrupt your comfort before comfort becomes a cage. It opens space in your life that you may not have created on your own. It guides you toward environments that will honor your growth, elevate your gifts, and match your purpose in ways you can't fully imagine yet. And in the quiet moments after the shift, When you finally breathe and your spirit settles, you begin to sense what you couldn't see before. You feel lighter, you feel clearer, you feel more aligned. That is the sign that the redirection was divine. Chosen one, remember this truth. You were never rerouted to punish you. You were rerouted to protect you, to prepare you, and ultimately to place you exactly where your destiny needs you to be. Spiritual redirection is heaven's way of saying, you are meant for more and I cannot let you settle here. Chosen one, take a deep breath. Because what we're about to unfold is one of the most misunderstood but most life-saving truths of your entire journey. And if you've ever wondered why certain doors shut right when you were ready to walk through them, or why something you wanted so deeply suddenly slipped out of your hands, then this message is going to speak to the very core of your spirit. When a door closes for a chosen one, it is almost never rejection, it is protection, it is heaven stepping between you and something that would have drained your light long before you realized it. Think back for a moment. How many times did you pray for elevation, for a breakthrough, for a connection, without knowing what was hidden behind the surface? How many times did you ask for something that looked beautiful on the outside, but carried shadows on the inside? Chosen one, have you ever asked yourself what you were truly being protected from? Sometimes the divine answers prayers not by giving you the thing you want, but by blocking the thing that would break you. There were rooms you wanted to enter, but those rooms would have suffocated your spirit. There were people you tried to hold on to, not realizing their presence would have chipped away at your confidence, your peace, or your purpose. So instead of letting you walk into those dangers, heaven gently, sometimes abruptly, closed the door. And in the moment, it felt like disappointment. It felt like loss. It felt like something was taken from you. But chosen one, what if the truth is that something was being kept from hurting you? Closed doors are not punishments. They are divine shields. They stop your heart from attaching to what would have eventually wounded it. They block opportunities that look promising, but carry hidden costs. They protect your energy, especially when you are too kind, too hopeful, too forgiving, or too trusting to recognize when something isn't aligned with your spirit. Has that ever been true for you? Can you remember moments where you stayed longer than you should have, or trusted someone who didn't deserve your heart? The divine sees the conversations you never hear, the intentions you cannot read, the spiritual atmosphere you cannot sense. That's why protection often comes disguised as disappointment. You experience the emotional sting of losing something, but behind the scenes you were being spared from far deeper damage. A closed door might have hurt your feelings, but it saved your future. A denied opportunity may have bruised your pride, but it protected your peace. A person leaving your life may have confused you, but their absence cleared space for someone who can truly honor your soul. And chosen one, I want you to notice something powerful. Every time a door closed, your spirit eventually healed, and then grew stronger. Every no forced you to look within. Every disappointment made you wiser. Every shift refined your discernment. You learned who you were. You learned what you deserved. You learned how to listen to that still, quiet inner voice that tries to speak to you before the world gets loud. Let me ask you this gently. If every door had opened for you, if every plan had succeeded, would you have become this version of yourself? Would you have gained this depth, this clarity, this strength, this purpose? Probably not, because closed doors don't weaken chosen ones. They awaken them. So the next time a door shuts unexpectedly, I want you to remember this truth unfolding right now. You were not rejected. You were redirected. You were protected. You were preserved. Every no you encountered was heaven saying, not this, not here, not them. You deserve better, and I will not let you settle. Chosen one, this part of your journey is tender, sacred, and often painful, because nothing shakes the human heart quite like losing people you once thought would stay forever. And yet, in the quiet spaces of your evolution, there comes a moment when you realize that some exits were not betrayals. They were spiritual decisions made on your behalf. They were divine interventions woven into your path long before you understood the purpose behind them. People don't always leave because you did something wrong. Many times they leave because your soul is outgrowing their presence. Have you ever felt a subtle shift inside you? a quiet sense that a chapter was ending even before the goodbye happened. That feeling is not confusion, it is spiritual maturity. It is the sign that your energy, your purpose, and your inner frequency are rising, and not everyone is willing or able to rise with you. Can you recall a moment like that in your own journey? Chosen ones evolve quickly. Your growth is not slow or shallow, it is deep, sudden, and often uncomfortable. You transform in ways that others cannot predict, and because of that, certain connections fall away naturally. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into every season of your life. Some people were designed to be lessons, others were bridges, and a few were temporary comfort. But not all were meant to stay until the end. And although this truth can sting, it also brings a quiet relief. You are not losing, you are shedding. The divine removes people whose energy no longer aligns with your path. That may sound heavy, but chosen one, it is an act of love. The universe sees the parts of someone's heart you cannot see. It sees intentions masked by smiles, insecurities hidden behind admiration, and jealousy disguised as support. When someone's presence would dim your light or distort your purpose, the divine gently separates you, even if it breaks your heart in the moment. But think about it. How many times have you looked back and whispered, "If they had stayed, I would not have grown this way"? Their exit creates space for healthier connections, space for deeper bonds, space for relationships that match your spiritual evolution instead of restricting it. People leaving you is not the universe punishing you, it is the universe clearing a path. You cannot welcome the right souls while clinging to the ones who drain you. In Chosen One, your destiny requires connections that nourish your spirit, not drain it. Let me ask you something gently. When was the last time you held on to someone just because you didn't want to feel alone? Or trusted someone whose energy made your spirit uneasy? Or settled for a connection that didn't honor who you were becoming? These moments are not failures. They are wounds that teach wisdom. They are reminders that your soul deserves alignment, not attachment. As you grow, your relationships must grow with you. And if they don't, they fall away. It does not make you cold, it makes you calm. It does not make you unlovable, it makes you evolving. People walk away when their part in your story is complete. And while the goodbye may feel painful, the purpose behind it is powerful. Because Chosen One, the universe is not taking people from you, it is making room for the right ones. The ones who will uplift you, the ones who will respect your boundaries, the ones who will celebrate your growth instead of feeling threatened by it, the ones whose presence brings peace, not confusion, the ones who recognize the greatness inside you without needing to compete with it. So when people leave, do not cling to what is being removed. Instead, trust the divine timing at work in your life. Trust that their departure is not the end of your story, it is the clearing of your path. Chosen One, lean closer and feel this truth. Because disappointment, though it stings, is not what it seems. It is one of the most profound tools the universe uses to refine those who are destined for greatness. And if you have ever sat with a heavy heart, questioning why life unfolded the way it did, why someone left when you hoped they would stay, or why an opportunity slipped through your fingers, this message is meant to meet you exactly where you are. Every heartbreak, every missed chance, every not now carries a hidden blessing that your spirit is being asked to see. Disappointment is a teacher, chosen one, and its lessons are often wrapped in subtle, sometimes painful packages. Have you ever noticed how certain losses at the moment felt unbearable, yet months or years later you realize they were protecting you from far greater pain? These moments are not random, they are divine orchestration. When something does not manifest as you hoped, it is often the universe stepping in, redirecting you toward clarity, healing, and alignment. The blessing inside disappointment is not always immediately visible. It is revealed slowly, quietly, as your awareness expands and your soul matures. Think of disappointment as a mirror, reflecting back your true worth, your deepest desires, and your authentic calling. When the world denies you, it forces you to ask the hard questions. Who am I really? What do I truly deserve? Where am I meant to go? These questions awaken your intuition and sharpen your discernment, allowing you to recognize opportunities, people, and paths that align with your soul's frequency. Chosen One, Have you ever realized that a painful ending illuminated your path more clearly than any success ever could? That is the secret power of disappointment. Disappointment teaches resilience, patience, and faith. It forces you to look inward for strength, to hold on to your truth when the outer world seems uncertain. It teaches you to trust the timing of your life and to honor the process of your growth. Every tear, every heartbreak, every no is not wasted energy. It is preparation. It is the divine clearing away distractions, false paths, and temporary attachments so that when the right moment comes, you will be fully ready. Can you feel that, chosen one? That even what hurt you was secretly shaping you for what is to come. Over time, you begin to notice that what you thought was loss was actually protection. What you grieved over was not taking from you, but sparing you from something misaligned with your purpose. Disappointment becomes a doorway, a portal into transformation. It pushes you toward self-value, toward spiritual depth, toward a clarity of vision that could not be achieved through comfort or ease. The universe is guiding you through fire so that your spirit emerges stronger, brighter, and unshakable. And chosen one, ask yourself, how many of your disappointments in hindsight were actually blessings in disguise? How many of the people, opportunities, or situations that hurt you most were protecting your future, even though you could not see it at the time? This is the wisdom of being chosen. The painful truths, when seen through the eyes of destiny, are never wasted. So remember this as you move forward. Disappointment is not the end of your story. It is a sacred preparation. The blessing is not always what you gain, but often what you are being spared from. Every heartbreak, every loss, every moment that seemed like failure was carefully orchestrated by the divine to refine, protect, and elevate the chosen one that you are. Embrace it, feel it, and know that transformation awaits on the other side. Chosen one, pause for a moment and feel the truth that is about to unfold. Because every rejection you have faced, every door that closed, every path that seemed to vanish, was not the end of your journey. It was the prelude to something far greater. The divine has been orchestrating, aligning, and preparing a space specifically for you, a space that matches the frequency of your soul. And when that door opens, chosen one, you will know, not because it shouts, but because your spirit will quietly, unmistakably recognize it as home. For a chosen one, closed doors are never permanent. They are pauses, redirections, and sometimes necessary endings to prepare you for an entrance that will honor your gifts fully. Have you ever noticed how, after a period of struggle, clarity arrives in the most unexpected form? A door opens that does not require persuasion, convincing, or endless effort. It does not demand that you prove your worth, fight for acceptance, or contort yourself to fit a situation. The right door for you opens effortlessly because it is already in harmony with your essence. Your spirit senses it immediately. Your heart knows that you belong there. The opening that comes after rejection carries an energy completely different from anything you lost. It feels lighter, freer, and safer. You enter without hesitation, without fear, and without the anxiety that once accompanied every step you took through uncertain corridors. And chosen one, do you realize how many times you've been guided to wait, to step back, or to release something before it was safe to receive what was meant for you? Every previous no, every door that slammed shut was preparation. A calibration of your spirit so that when the right opportunity arrived, you would be ready to receive it fully without resistance. There is a unique kind of peace that accompanies a door that opens in divine timing. It is quiet yet profound, a sense that finally, after all the struggle and all the lessons, you are exactly where you belong. There is clarity, recognition, and a feeling of alignment so deep that you can no longer question your path. Have you felt moments like this, chosen one, where something or someone enters your life and it just fits, as if it was always waiting for you? That is the energy of the door that opens after rejection. It is not just an opportunity, it is a spiritual confirmation, a validation of every trial, every tear, every painful lesson you endured. And the beauty of it is this: the door that opens is always higher, always better, and always more aligned with your true destiny than anything you ever lost. What you believed to be a setback was actually a setup. What you thought was a dead end was a waiting room for a greater revelation. Your soul was being prepared, chosen one, nurtured and refined so that when the right time came, you would not just enter a door. You would step into a space that expands you, honors you, and fulfills the promise of your spirit. So ask yourself, how many doors that once felt devastating were actually invitations to something beyond your imagination? How many no's have been protecting you from settling for less than your true calling? And when this new door opens, will you step through fully, trusting the divine orchestration that brought you here? Chosen one, remember this: every closed door was never meant to keep you out. It was meant to guide you to the door.